What's good, YouTube? We back with another video, man. And we gonna get straight into it, man. I haven't made a video in a minute. And, I could come on here and just give y'all a fake excuse as to why I haven't been posting or been consistent. But I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, man. I'm gonna tell y'all the real, what's been going on, why I haven't been posting, and everything. These past few weeks have been mentally the worst for me. Okay. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I've been falling deep into a sort of depression these past few weeks. And it's not one particular reason. It's been a lot of reasons, A lot of factors in my life have kind of played into that. So basically, man, I've been struggling with locking in. And the reason why I've been struggling with wanting to lock in is because I've realized that in order for me to put in that work to become successful, I have to give up my free time. Okay. And I've been struggling with that. I'm not gonna lie. And I know y'all might not understand what I mean, but I'm gonna get into it though. But I've been struggling to lock in because I really deep down don't want to give up my free time. And what do I mean by that? I mean to basically the freedom I have to be able to enjoy life and do what I want to do, I've been struggling with that. Because that's what I've realized, with me working and stuff like that, I barely have any time to actually enjoy life, because that's the reality of it, when you're somebody like me that works all the time, you might have a job, you might work 12-hour shifts, you might even have two jobs, right? I told y'all that I planned on getting two jobs, and I've realized, man, that in doing that, I'm cutting out any inch of free time that I have to be able to enjoy life. And on top of that, I'm trying to do content creation and start a business. So that means I have to put in extra work outside of just my jobs, So you can imagine how stressful how much pressure that would put on me, And it's not possible to be able to do both. I'm letting you know that right now. The reason why a lot of people don't go that extra mile to want to become successful is because a lot of people aren't willing to give up their free time or freedom to enjoy life, That's why a lot of people, they'll work jobs, and even if they have a job working, if they have an opportunity to be able to not, to call out or anything like that, they'll take it, But that's a video for another day, I would talk more in depth of what I mean, but yeah, so I've been getting a lot of pressure put on me because of that. Secondly, lust kind of it all kind of ties in together, but I've kind of been struggling with lust once again. It's been getting worse these past few days. It's usually not as bad, but it's been getting worse. And it usually don't get this bad, but the past few days I've been struggling. It's been getting a lot worse. And because of that, it's caused me to become super lazy and not wanting to do anything. In fact, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. It's been so bad that I haven't even showed up to work this week. All right, literally, I skipped the whole week out of work. Now you're probably thinking, that's not gonna do anything to me. Luckily, you know, but still, I missed out on money, you know, but the money ain't even important right now. You know, I'm good on money. It's not even really important, but it's not like me to miss a whole week out of work, you know. But it's like, I guess deep down, I wanted to, because like I said before, you know, I guess I wanted to give myself a little break, you know, a little vacation, because I'm just kind of tired of having my freedom, my free time taken away from me because all I'm doing is working, you know. It's hard, man. It's hard because we work so much to enjoy life. I mean, that's the reason why we work. We work for a chance to have a better life, right? At least that's why I think most people are working, you know. We work to have a chance to have a better life, to be able to enjoy life. But how can we enjoy our life if we're spending most of our time working? You know, it kind of doesn't make sense, you know. So think about the people that have two jobs, you know. If you're somebody that's working two jobs, or you might be working a job and you're in school, what time do you have to yourself, you know, outside of working or school or working two jobs, to actually be able to enjoy your life, you know? And like I said, most people are not going to go that far because, like I said, most people still want to have the opportunity to be able to enjoy life. But if you want to become successful, that requires you to put in that extra work outside of just, you know, working a job. So you're basically sacrificing any bit of free time that you have to be able to enjoy your life, do what you want to do, to working. So basically the way I see it is that if you want to become successful, you have to devote your whole time to working. That's what it is, you know. And I guess that pressure has kind of slept me into the pressure, because the truth is, y'all, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but I've always had a hard time with that. Okay, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man, I'm a doom scroller, you know. But before I even became a doom scroller for social media, I used to be a video game addict. I've made a video about it before, you know. And the reason why was because it was a coping mechanism. Because the reality is that my life outside of social media or playing the game is not good, man. You know, it's terrible. So my way of coping and kind of getting my mind off of the actual BS that I go through in my actual life, you know, I find enjoyment in social media, doom scrolling social media, because, you know, when you see a post and stuff like that, or people that you follow, you might like, you know, you can watch videos or content or whatever like that, you know. And then you have, you know, back then, video games, you know, video games used to help me a lot throughout my life, you know. A lot of people don't even know, bro, but I went through a lot of BS in my life, so I always kind of just use something to cope. At one point, it used to also be relationships as well. I used to kind of think that maybe if I had a relationship, if I had a girl around me, you know, that will also kind of help my life, help me feel better, make me happier with my life. But I've learned the hard way that that's not the case, you know what I mean? But yeah, so, but see, the thing is that I don't even play the game no more. I got bored of it. I kind of outgrew it, you know. It doesn't give me that sense of joy or happiness no more. It's just kind of boring. Like, you know, I've tried, but it's like, you know, that's why I won't buy me a PS5, you know. And I know you're probably thinking like, bro, you don't have a PS5. Nah, it's not that I can't get me one. I can literally buy me one right now, but I just don't see the point, because I know I'm not going to use it. And even if I wanted to use it, I'm barely going to have any time to use it. That's the thing, you know. Like, seriously, like, it'll be no point in me even having it. So basically, I just been thinking about my life and just thinking about, you know, it's just been a lot that's been going on, right? And it's kind of fell into depression, you know. I'm okay. It's still I still think about it. Kind of getting better, but that's the reason why I haven't been posting, you know. And I know what I said. I hope what I said probably makes sense, but I'm gonna get through it, y'all. You know what I mean? I made this channel because I wanted to document my self-improvement journey and stuff like that, you know. But I'm gonna come on here and keep it real with y'all, man. You know, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, right, I want y'all to see the real me and what I have to go through, you know. It's easy for me to come on here and lie to y'all and be like, oh yeah, guys, you know, I was busy, I was putting in that work outside of, nah, man, I'm gonna tell y'all the real, you know, because I want y'all to understand that if you're somebody that's going through the same thing, you're not alone, man, right? Like, people that you think that don't go through stuff really be going through stuff, like me, you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not gonna tell my business, but I go through a lot, man, behind closed doors, you know? And it kind of affects me. So, yeah, but that's the reason why I haven't been posting, man, you know? I'm not gonna keep saying that I'm gonna stay consistent, but I plan on, you know, obviously that's my plan, is to get back consistent with YouTube and stuff like that. But this is kind of my video on why I haven't been posting for a few days, why I've been kind of slowly but surely started to become inconsistent. But I hope that eventually, as I get better and stuff like that, that I will become more consistent and stuff. So yeah, anyway, that's it for this video, man. I don't want to make this video too long, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, subscribe, man. And yo, see you on the next one. Peace.